What's up, YouTube? It's James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful Tuesday. I'm doing pretty good myself. I don't know whether or not if you guys heard about this so-called CPS employee telling him a 14-year-old girl to prostitute herself. Okay, so we got CPS telling babies to prostitute themselves. I don't understand this. I mean, they're supposed to be saving children from bad parents, not trying to put the children out on the streets. In other words, pimp. You understand what I'm saying? Let's check out this particular video, then we'll get into the commentary.
And we begin tonight with a story that you'll only see here on Fox. An employee with Child Protective Services is caught on camera telling a 14-year-old girl in foster care to become a prostitute.
That's right, and this girl is one of hundreds of kids in CPS custody living in hotels all over the state. Fox 26's Randy Wallace live from Southwest Houston here with this story. Randy, the exclusive.
Yeah, Jonathan. Now, earlier this year, a federal judge scored Child Protective Services for making kids available for prostitution in the CPS system. Now we have a case where an employee with that state agency is actually encouraging prostitution of a 14-year-old child. Wouldn't they remove a child from a parent that told their child to be a prostitute?
They should. And they would.
Keisha Basley has 9 kids. She turned to Child Protective Services to help her with her 14-year-old daughter, who she says was running away and causing trouble at school.
My daughter told me that the worker had been telling her that she should do these things. So she said she decided to video her.
CPS is housing the girl at a hotel. She's one of dozens in Harris County. In the video, she tells the CPS employee she wants food. The CPS worker tells her to be a prostitute.
I mean, she was basically encouraging a 14-year-old girl to become a prostitute.
And giving her an incentive to do so, and almost a threat of not having her needs being met if she didn't do what this woman very explicitly told her to do.
If the parent, was to do something like this to my child, I would be bashed. I would be called a horrible parent. I would lose my kids.
Basley filed a formal complaint with CPS.
This should not happen to girls in their care. This should not happen. This is unacceptable.
Jamie Masters, the commissioner of CPS, came to Houston to personally apologize to Basley and her daughter.
I've never seen that happen before, where a commissioner of CPS comes in from Austin just to apologize about something that's horrible that's been done to a child and a parent involved with CPS.
I do not believe that that was genuine. I really don't.
It's bad enough if it's one rogue caseworker. It concerns me that it may be bigger than that, and they need to investigate this and make sure that it's not just one person, and they've got to figure out a way to protect these kids.
CPS sent us the following prepared statement. DFPS is aware of the video and has taken action. The person in the video, who was employed as CPS support staff, was dismissed from her position August 10th. The safety and appropriateness with which children in care must be treated is our paramount concern. Nothing less will be tolerated. Reporting live from the Southwest side, Randy Wallace, Fox 26 News.
Woo! I'm gonna say this. Mama got too many kids. 9 kids. I ain't think women, families was having that many children like that these days. I know way back, you had like 10, 15, 20 some children. But in today's society, whoo, that's too many kids. 9 kids. Okay. But nevertheless, CPS, whoever this employee is trash. And that's just all there is to it. You don't be telling no kid, no 14-year-old child to prostitute themselves. You understand what I'm saying? That's just downright awful. And I look, around the internet, and they have not identified this person, this woman who told this child this. And I think she should be identified and prosecuted. For all we know, sex trafficking. This woman could be behind sex trafficking and using CPS to do these things, for all we know. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is, because I find that strange, you know, that a CPS employee would be telling a 14-year-old child to prostitute themselves because the girl says she's hungry. Okay? And that's just what it is. It's crazy, man. But let's dissect this story for ourselves. Now, y'all excuse these damn pop-ups. They get on my nerves. But yeah, as we know, CPS employee caught on camera telling 14-year-old girl to become a prostitute. Trick, please. This is awful. And this happened in Houston, of course. Children's Protective Services would more than likely remove a child from a parent who told them to become a prostitute. They should, and they would, said family law attorney Mike Schneider. Okay, and they would. Why wouldn't they? You know what I'm saying? If they, and that stuff happening too, where these parents, you know, pimping their daughters out and all that kind of shit. But let's continue. Keisha Baisley has 9 kids. She turned to Child Protective Service to help her with her 14-year-old daughter, who she says was running away and causing trouble at school. My daughter told me that the worker had been telling her she should do these things. So she said she decided to video her, Baisley said. CPS is housing that girl at a hotel. She's one of dozens of foster kids living at hotels in Harris County. Okay. You know, when you have too many children and it's only one parent, man, one's bound to get out of hand. You know, it's just too much. And 9 children is too much. And I guess that's the reason why this mother, you know, being desperate, turned to CPS in the first place. And now you got this low-life trash bag telling her kid to do something like this. This is awful. This is awful. And unacceptable. Let's continue. In the video, the girl tells CPS employee she wants food. The CPS worker tells her to be a prostitute and giving her an incentive to do so, and almost a threat of not having her needs being met if she didn't do what this woman very explicitly told her to do. Schneider said, "If me, the parent, was to do something like this to my child, I will be bashed," said Baisley. "I will be called a horrible parent. I will lose my kids." And yes, and rightfully so. And that's the reason why I would say, being that whoever this woman that they, you know, failing to identify to the public who did this, you understand, she should be prosecuted. You are representing Child Protective Services, and you're doing everything that's outside the boundaries of Child Protective Services. You know, things that children are running away from home because, like I said, they're being pimped, being mistreated, and everything else. And then they run into, you know, Child Protective Service, and you got this. This is who your representative is. This is awful. Okay? Let's continue. Baisley filed a formal complaint with CPS. This should not happen to girls in their care, she said. It should not happen. It's unacceptable. Jamie Masters, the commissioner of CPS, came to Houston to personally apologize to Bailey and her daughter. I've never seen that happen before, where the commissioner of CPS comes in from Austin just to apologize about something horrible that's been done to a child involved with CPS, Schneider said. It's bad enough if it's just one bad rogue worker. It concerns me that it may be bigger than that. And they need to make sure it's not just one person. And they've got to find a way to protect these kids, okay? In a statement, as we've seen on the video, to Fox 26 Texas DFPS spokesperson Melissa Lanford said, and I quote, DFPS is aware of the video and has taken action. The person in the video, who was employed as CPS support staff, was dismissed from her position August 10th. The safety and inappropriateness with which children in care must be treated is our paramount concern. Nothing less will be tolerated. Okay? Yeah, I would say so, but yeah, go ahead and identify who this trash bag is then, if you really feel that way, because we don't need people like this, you know what I mean, misdirecting our youth like this, as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, whoever this woman is, she should be identified and prosecuted and well questioned, just in case we don't have some kind of organized, prostitution ring in CPS somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? They need to really drill this person who would even come out like that as a representative to this child as a pimp. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular story right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, views, and opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.